Shalom. We'll start out by giving all praise and foremost to Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua B'Shem Rakadish. Salutation to the elders and apostles of GMS groups and ones alike. Teach 100% true. Shalom Barakathum to them. And give all praise to Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua B'Shem Rakadish. Tonight's lesson is going to be talking about a few verses relating to wisdom. About 12 verses. We'll start with Proverbs 11 and 2 through 4. When pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with the lowly is wisdom. That relates to humility. The integrity of the upright shall guide them, but the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them. Number 4, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness deliver from death. That relates to your monetary gains, your material things. All these things are not going to help you in the day of the Lord's vengeance. And ultimately, that chapter talks about, those 3 verses talk about the folly of wickedness, which is the foolishness of wickedness. This is number 12. I'm going to read 12 and 15. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes. It relates to his or own false wisdom, formal wisdom. Also put that with Proverbs 3 and 5. Trust in the Lord, trust in the Lord with all thy heart, lean not to thy own understanding, all thy ways of knowledge of me shall direct thy path. Be not wise in thy own eyes, fear the Lord, and depart from evil. So basically lean into your own form of wisdom and understanding. We'll put that with 12:15 as well. Number 16, a fool's wrath is presently known, but a prudent man covers shame. A fool's wrath, which relates to his foolishness. A prudent man is wise, covers the shame. Ultimately, the foolishness. And this relates to the house of the righteous. The house of the righteousness shall stand. That's 1 through 28. I'm going to read 16 again, just in case it was unclear, not clear. A fool's wrath is presently known, but a prudent man covers shame. So a fool's wrath relates to, like I said, a man's foolishness. And anger is foolishness, a form of foolish and folly. But prudent will cover that shame. That prudent represents that wise man. And this relates to wisdom and humility as well. Alright, I'm going to read number 15 and 33. The fear of the Lord is the instruction of wisdom, and before honor is humility. And that relates to a soft answer turneth away wrath. It's wisdom of the tongue and the use relating to that tongue. Because the tongue is ultimately a very deceitful, evil member. That tongue can be the best of you, or it can make the worst of you. It can get you out of the. It can be in your favor, or it can be against you. So it relates to the wisdom of the tongue, how it's used, especially under certain circumstances. Because that tongue ultimately can be life and death, literally and figuratively for you. Especially in very, let's just say, complex situations. Let's continue on. Proverbs 3, 34 and 35. Surely he scorneth the scorners, but he giveth grace unto the lowly. That relates to the meek and the humble. The wise shall inherit glory, but the shame shall be the promotion of fools. That relates to the wicked and foolish. Now this relates to the guidance for the young. And also in the verses I was saying very quickly, Proverbs 3, 5, and 7, that relates to also the guidance for the young. And this guidance relates to this wisdom. This is Proverbs 18 and 12. Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, prideful, arrogant, pretty much this society. And before honor is humility. And that relates to the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. He's a spiritual hedge. A spiritual hedge is a barrier or protector. Hedge is, I call it a spiritual hedge, is a barrier or protector. Because ultimately that's what it is. Example of that. When the nation of Israel didn't do certain things according to Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua, ultimately they lost that privilege and the gift of having that spiritual hedge, which is ultimately Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua. And ultimately, because of their continuous transgressions, they were exposed to the elements. Exposed to the elements of the adversary relating to these other nations, exposed to the elements of the curses, which they continuously on even today. So they lost that spiritual hedge, which is that barrier, that protector. And that barrier and protector ultimately is Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua. Let's continue on. Proverbs 22:4. By humility and the fear of the Lord and riches and honor and life. The value of a good name. That good name represents your integrity, honor, self-respect, your dignity, and good reputation. Five, thorns and snares are in the way of the froward. He that doth keep his soul shall be far from them. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. We are children relating to this word, man. We are babes relating to this word. Drinking that milk. That milk is the spiritual knowledge and the knowledge relating to the truth to build us and make us strong and make us to grow. And as we grow, we become better, become stronger. In this case, you train up the child with relating to this knowledge, and they continue in the knowledge as they grow older. They're not going to depart from it. Just hypothetically using an example. But that also relates to training up your children and chastising, correction, reproving. Train up your child relating to making sure they do what they're supposed to do. So when they get older as adults, they know how to act and behave accordingly. That, in this case, would be good parenting. I'm going to read on Proverbs 27:2. Let another man praise thee, and not thy own mouth. A stranger, and not thy own lips. It's basically not being boastful, being humble, being wise. Let others praise you, but don't praise yourself, because that's the optics and appearance of arrogance. It ultimately is about being meek and humble. You don't want no credibility. You don't want the credibility of this, because this is not ours anyway. This word is relating to Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua. This is not man's knowledge. This is the knowledge of Yahweh He has given to man. Man is to follow these instructions relating to this book, what is according, but it's not ours in a matter of speaking. This knowledge is of Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua ultimately. So we don't need to take too much credit relating to it. Let's continue on. I'm going to precept that with Romans 12:16. Be of the same mind one towards another. Mind not high things, but condescend to men of low estate. Be not wise in thy own conceits. And that chapter talks about pretty much being like the Father and the Son, pretty much in your spiritual mannerism. And relating to application, relating to that spiritual mannerism. And condescend means basically, in a nutshell, one who's patronizing, and who has a superiority type complex. Basically one who thinks they better than others. Let's continue on. This is Psalms 25:9. The meek will he guide in judgment, and the meek will he teach his way. It's about being humble. You know what I mean? It's about humility, man. The Lord deals with humility. Humility is the beginning steps to wisdom and understanding. You know what I mean? But fearing the Lord, but with that is humility as well, because humility gives you the ability to be humble and be low and accept both the good, the bad, and everything, but being humble, you know what I mean? So you can pretty much take in what you need to take in humbly, without no attitude, without no form of personality or opposition. You know what I mean? So basically, it's all about meekness and humility. We'll read it again. The meek will he guide in judgment, and the meek will he teach his way. All paths of the Lord are mercy and truth, and to such as keep his covenant and his testimonies. And that relates to plea for deliverance and forgiveness. It relates to the ultimately nation of Israel, because that's what they want. They want to be forgiven. Most of all, they want to be delivered, pretty much, of their hells relating to this captivity. That's what they're waiting for. They longing for that. I'm gonna read some other verses. I'm gonna read 27 of Shalakia, Proverbs 17, 27 and 28. He that have knowledge spareth his words, and a man of understanding is of an excellent spirit. 28. Even a fool, when he holdeth his peace, is counted wise, and he that shutteth his is esteemed as a man of understanding. That basically means pretty much relating to that tongue. You know what I mean? Even a fool can present himself wise if he knows when to speak and when not to speak. So it's about self-control relating to that tongue. Like I said, that tongue is a little evil member. That tongue can be the life or death of you, literally and figuratively. So it's about knowing when to pretty much zip it, and knowing when to talk or to speak. Because from a societal aspect, that tongue has cost a lot of people a lot of heartache and misery. Even cost people their freedom in their life. People running their mouth, saying different things against other people, false witness, false different things. It's gotten other people in trouble, just hypothetically. So that tongue is an evil member. It's the littlest thing on that body, but it can cause the most great harm relating to the overall consequences. And like I said, man, that tongue is the life and death of you. And this relates to that whole chapter talking about number 17 Proverbs, the Lord tests the heart. For the Lord tests the heart of men to see what they are. The Lord knows the heart. He knows already the hearts of all men. But he tests them anyway, because he has to try them through trials and tribulations and adversity to see certain things. I'm going to read James 4:10. Humble yourselves before the Lord, and he will lift you up. It's about humility, man. The Lord deals with ones who are low and meek and humble. That's what we should all strive for. The Lord don't like haughty and prideful and arrogant. He don't like that. It's all about humility. Because if you low, the Lord will lift you up. But if you high and conceited, the Lord's going to bring you down faster than a balloon can break down and hit its surface. This is Proverbs 16 and 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. That relates to that whole chapter. Wisdom is better than gold. Because with wisdom, you have everything. But ultimately, it relates to pride, because pride is a man's destruction, man. This society, the people, majority of people are very prideful, very arrogant. That's why a great destruction is going to come upon them. And a haughty spirit before the fall. The haughty spirit relates to arrogance and that pride. Pretty much majority of his population is a prideful, arrogant, pretty much son of a gun. Try to minimize the cursing. And that's the society, man. And the Lord's going to judge it excruciatingly and painfully when he gets his hands to come back here and execute judgment upon this world, man. The wicked's going to have a hell of a time. This is just a few verses relating to, make sure I got them all. Yeah, relating to humility, because that's what we need. That's what we all need. I need it really personally. So that's what we all need to strive for. So that being said, I'm going to begin in this. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahshua, Ba'Shem Rakadish. Salutation to the elders and apostles, GMS groups, and ones that like teach 100% truth. Shalom, Barakathon to them. And give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahshua, Ba'Shem Rakadish. The water, Shalom, thanks.